Dad wanted to exchange what he got for free. When I was 17 a couple years ago, I worked for a store that did a cool thing for elementary students. Basically, the store manager announced that he'll be setting something up where he's going to order backpacks, and any participating employees can sign up to get a backpack and donate school-related materials by putting them in the backpack. Once the backpack is filled, the employee turns it in and it's set to go. As you may have already guessed, and this info is important, yes, that meant the backpacks would each end up having random things in them. Nonetheless, it was all school-related to help aid a kid in their schooling. The way it worked was qualifying. Low-income families would sign up, and once approved, they'd be allowed to bring their kids in to get their free backpack. Obviously, it was a limited number of backpacks and a one-day thing. So on this date, people were basically standing in line with their kids to get a backpack. I was one of the employees helping hand out backpacks to the kids. Then it happened. You had a dad that started rummaging through his kids' backpacks on the spot. Mind you, and noticed one backpack had an Amazon Fire tablet, while the other one didn't. For those who don't know, it's a pretty basic tablet. If I remember correctly, they were only like $29 tablets. Of course, he starts to complain. Then I respond to him with, "Sir, each backpack is random, but hey, the other backpack has some pretty cool things in it too." Yup, he wasn't having it. He even started pointing to the only 2 backpacks left on the counter and demanded he rummage through those as well and pick whichever one was to his liking. The parents of the 2 last kids left in line had baffled looks on their faces, as did I. Even his kids looked embarrassed. At this point, obviously a manager needed to get involved. Manager comes out and states to the father, "Sir, absolutely not. You were given free backpacks loaded with supplies, and your response was to complain about the contents and ask to see the other bags." "No, I'm sorry, sir. Have a good day." At this point, the only mature people in that family showed, and it was when the kids started yanking their dad's shirt stating that they loved the backpacks, and it's okay. The kids even thanked my manager, and my manager smiled and told them they're welcome and wished them the best on their schooling. What shocked me was that the dad did not seem at all embarrassed by his actions. He kept his disgruntled look and left the store mumbling profanities, like you were given at the very least every item needed for your kid's schooling before the start of the school year, meaning he wouldn't have had to spend a dime getting things his kids needed for school. And yet, this is how he acted. Not to mention, it was publicly displayed in the info about this program that it was the employees who donated the stuff from their money. It's not like it was a government-funded thing. Ugh. I really don't get some people. Story 2. Give me $2K, you can have my children's dog. During the holiday season a few years ago, I was feeling generous, so I decided to use my holiday bonus to adopt a family in need and give them a nice holiday. I spent almost $500 in total on a Christmas dinner. Gifts for 3 children. Gifts for the single mother, stockings, candy, wrapping paper, decorations, and even threw in my old Christmas tree from storage. It was fine. The lights had just stopped working, so we didn't use it anymore. To make up for that, I included a string of lights as well. I even threw in a gift card from a major gas station chain so she could fill her tank. The day we delivered the items, I noticed while placing our donations into her trunk that she already had some very nice items in her car, including a scooter, a bicycle, a drone, and a gaming system, all brand new, and probably well over $1,000 in value. I didn't say anything, but she must have noticed the look on my face because she explained. "CB. Oh, I won those items in a raffle." Me. Inwardly, I was thinking, yeah, sure you did, lady. I was pretty sure that all of those items were either fleeced from people making donations to the less fortunate, or stolen. But I had no proof of this, and felt I might be being judgmental, so I kept my thoughts to myself. She also had an exceedingly adorable and very young purebred pit bull puppy that I assumed was an additional gift for her boys, but I was really trying not to talk to her. I was annoyed and afraid it would all come out if I opened my mouth, so I didn't ask. I know it probably seems like I am being harsh. Like, how dare she already have gifts for her children? But it was the grandeur of these gifts that got to me. She really didn't need my charity, so why had she accepted it? Not just accepted, but actually messaged me, and begged for it, going on and on about her hardships and never once mentioning she already had a trunk full of expensive gifts for her boys. Not only had she taken my charity, but in doing so had denied it to someone who might have actually really needed it. Whatever. It was done, so I got in my car and went home and tried not to think about it. That became a lot more difficult, though, over the weeks that followed as I saw her literally begging over and over in all the local swap sell groups. If someone was trying to sell console games, action figures, Lego sets, etc., there she would be, asking if she could have them as I don't have anything for my sweet boys for Christmas. The temptation to call her out was very strong, but I grit my teeth and stayed out of it. I kept telling myself that I didn't know her situation or her struggles, and maybe I was being too quick to judge. Then, 3 or 4 months go by, and the following conversation takes place over FB Messenger. CB, hi, remember me? I just wanted to thank you again for helping me over Christmas. Sorry I never sent pics. My phone broke. Initially, when I gave her everything, she had offered to send me pictures, videos of her boys opening their gifts. I wasn't really worried about it when she never sent me anything. Me, hey, yeah, I remember you. Glad you had a nice holiday. Too bad about your phone. C, yeah, and it's just really hard not having a phone. I feel like I'm missing so much. I haven't had new pictures of the boys since before Xmas, and their school can't reach me, and I don't know what I can do if there's an emergency. I already sensed where this was going. Me, sorry to hear that. I'd help you out, but I already gave my old phone to my mother months ago when I got my new one. GL though. CB, I wasn't asking you for anything. Me, okay, my bad. I hope you get it sorted. CB, although if you want to help out, it's son's birthday next week, and I don't have anything for him. And I don't have any money to buy him anything. CB, he's going to be so upset. And he really deserves a nice birthday. He's such a good kid, and he's having a really hard time lately. Me, maybe you'll win another raffle. CB, F you. 6 minutes later. CB, sorry that was for someone else. So do you think you could help? I already made an Amazon wish list for him like you asked me to do for Xmas. Sends link. I look at the list and have to laugh. There's a $600 laptop, a bunch of $50 and $60 console games, a $160 hoverboard, $200 AirPods, and a variety of other expensive stuff. There's nothing on that list that's less than $50. Interestingly, there's no phone. Out of curiosity, I head to her profile.
We aren't friends, and her profile is mostly private, but I can see a few posts, and there are plenty of pictures she has posted since Christmas. All of this takes me a few minutes, and in the meantime... CB. Hello? CB?
CB, did you see it? What do you think? Can you help? CB, are you going to answer me? Me, you seem to be under the mistaken impression that I am rich and also stupid. I paid for your Christmas with my holiday bonus because I wanted to give someone a wonderful holiday who otherwise truly wouldn't have anything. Imagine my surprise that your boys already had like $1,500 in gifts in your trunk and a new puppy. Your children had a better holiday than my daughter did. By far, CB. Come on, help me out. Son really deserves a nice birthday and I can't afford to get him anything. CB. You really seem to like my puppy. What if I give her to you? Me. You want to give away your children's dog? CB. Well, not give, trade, but you have to get the whole list then. I go and calculate the cost of her entire list. It's over $2,000. She wants $2,000 of high-end electronics in exchange for a now half-grown puppy that was a Christmas gift for her children. Me. Sorry, no, GL though. At this point, CB goes on a swearing tangent calling me every name in the book that I'm not going to try and repeat. She whines that I'm going to ruin her son's birthday. She also says she's going to report me to Facebook. I can just see how that would go. Hello, Facebook. Yeah, this woman gave my children a whole bunch of stuff for Christmas, and now she won't get them anything for their birthdays. I demand justice. A few days later, I noticed her trying to give away the dog on those same swap and sell groups, not sell give. I bet the pit bull poops and pees all over her house and destroys all her stuff from lack of training, and now she doesn't want it anymore.